Fans are singing along with Bryson Stott's walk-up music.
Everybody standing here at Citizens Bank Park. Sanchez to the belt.
Breaking ball, hit in the air, center field.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Christopher Sanchez, for the first time in the big leagues, has thrown a complete game shutout.
Harper looks at Arcia again as he goes around the second base.
And it's turned into the Bryce Harper game.
The game's tied. Castellanos in the third. Dusty is waving him home. Here's the relay to the plate. There'll be no throw. Phillies leading. Breaking ball blasted. Game is tied. Castellanos for the Phillies. And it's a brand new game. And the Phillies close out the National League East. They are the champions of 2024.
Alrighty, Chasers, welcome back to a brand new edition of the Quit Chasin Show. We are a little we are a little cheeky, a little irreverent, and a little unqualified. I screwed up my intro to write up for this evening's show, so we're just going to kind of get into things. I'm Alex Kruger. That's Danny Gerb. Danny, say hi to the folks.
Hey, everyone. How you doing tonight, Alex? That also just proves exactly what we are. So
that is 100% where we're at tonight. This show has had 8 different lives before now. As you may have noticed, folks, we took the week off last week because we had to, and it was the right move, and I regret nothing. But Danny, you asked me a specific question. How am I doing? I was great until about 10 minutes ago when I went to switch the load over from the washer to the dryer, and my pants, one of my really good pairs of pants for work, was stuck under the washing machine, little spinny guy. And that's why I'm like 15 minutes late to get it, because I had to wrestle it out from under there. But like, these are really nice pants. Like, they're $40 pants. I'm not trying to rip them, right? And like, I need them for my conference next week. But yeah, it was really killing me. So I'm fine. I got him out. I don't know what I did, but it worked. So I'm okay. How are you doing?
You got to bring those Kenneth Coles to the middle of the state of Florida, because that's the best part of Florida.
The swamp ass?
The center of the state. Like, here's the thing.
Sure.
Like,
Orlando.
Why is anyone going to the center of the state of Florida? Hey, and do you know when's a great time to go? June. So
I'm not paying for it. Okay. I am going for work, and I'm excited. So you will not rain on my parade, even though it's been raining here in Pennsylvania for the last 2 weeks. Since the last time we recorded, folks, it's done pretty much nothing but downpour out here. How's that making you feel, Dan?
I'm angry about it. Like, I am mad at the weather. Like, the old man
Abe Simpson's shaking at them. Yep.
Like, legitly at clouds. Yeah, dude. It's a bummer.
It's supposed to almost be May. Why is it 54 degrees today? That's silly.
Well,
silly.
It is May, so that's why.
It's gonna be May. Fair enough. But how have you been, man? It's been 2 weeks. We haven't checked in. You've had a time to be had. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I got some stuff going on in the back end, some house stuff. Property taxes have gone up, and I'm angry about it. Yeah.
Of course they have, and of course you are. Everything has gone up, including taxes, even though the quality of your life has not.
That's exactly right. That's
taxation without representation. I understand nothing about that. I'm sure I got that wrong, but
it's not where we live.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't want to learn. I'm happy to be ignorant.
Yeah. Okay. That's not what that means. But
I suppose. But no, I have during our time off, I have recorded a slew of episodes of other podcasts. So I was on the Cobra Kai cast. Not after dark, because it's still daylight, and you can't go after dark until dark, and it's going to take some time to get there, and that's okay. So I did a Cobra Kai cast. We did the new Jackie Chan led Karate Kid movie from 2010. That was over on Podcast. That was nice. I did a couple episodes of the Walking Dead Dead City, and on the most recent episode of Dead City, we had a wonderful, wonderful guest on named Becky Anderson. And when Becky hopped onto the show, she was wearing a Trash Pandas sweater.
Oh, nice. Nicely done.
Absolutely. I'm like, okay, Becky, what an obscure, how do you have a Trash Pandas sweater? So, well, my friend, Amy Davis, she works for the Trash Pandas. So, she gets me stuff. She's like, do you want something? It's like, anything you want. What do you want? I'll have her send it to you. And I thought for about 0.3 seconds. And I said, like, can she send me an ice cream helmet? She was like, absolutely. So it will be arriving at my house Monday by 9 p.m. A Rocket City Trash Pandas ice cream helmet. But my question to you is, Danny, I need to christen it how do I christen it? Do I just eat ice cream out of it? Do I have to take it to a minor league ballpark and have them fill it up and eat that ice cream? What I need your ruling on how to make this an official helmet that I can add to my collection, because I haven't gone to Alabama City, because I'm not gonna. Love you, Amy Davis. You're the best for sending this. I'm not going to Alabama. That's just not my cup of tea. How do I make this an official helmet to add to the collection? What do you think?
Yeah, so that is a fabulous question. So one of my rules is that because I'm on all sorts of groups about these things, they trade back and forth, and people say, "Hey, I have this up for grabs." And one of my rules is I don't have it unless I've been there.
Okay, I understand that. I do.
So for me to have a Rocket City Trash Bandits AA affiliate of the Angels,
I should have done more research. I don't know.
AA affiliate of the Angels.
Cool. A's.
Ooh, it is. It's a West Coast team.
It's the A's. I think it's the A's. I think she said A's.
All right. Okay. Then sorry about that.
Okay. So your rule is you have to experience it. You have to get it yourself in line for it to count.
Right. That's my rule. But in your case,
you're a baseball field guy, and I am a dad of 2 kids and whatever. So
yeah, I think you just gotta plop in front of the TV, have a game on, and eat an ice cream out of that, and then I'll call it a day. Preferably the affiliate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, do I hold off on eating out of it until the next time the Phillies and A's play? And are they playing again this year?
The A's, they'll play a few more games this season.
All right, word. Then I can wait until then. Yeah, and then that's when I'll have it'll have to be Grand Slam, I think, because you do it to keep it Philly specific somehow. So I will put Grand Slam in there. And maybe some like Yingling chocolate syrup, if that's the thing. It should be. That sounds delightful.
Said like Dippin' Dots or something. Ice cream of the future from the past that's in the present. So think about that.
That is what Chuck E. Cheese served Tay at her birthday was Dippin' Dots. I was like, hell yeah. And they loved it. The kids, who doesn't love Dippin' Dots? Is ice
Dippin' Dots is kind of gross, man. The rainbow ice is the only one I can do.
Oh no, I could do chocolate. I could do cookie and cream. I can do cookie dough. I can mess with Dippin' Dots, but I also have a Trash Panda palate, so I don't know. That's all I got.
There you go. It was full circle. I loved it.
Yeah, that's how we do it, Danny.
Yes.
There isn't much to get to this week, but should we just get to the week that was?
Well, it's been 2 weeks. We have weeks that was.
Oh, the weeks that were. Let's be grammatically correct, okay? Sure. Come on.
Are these they?
These are they. These are they. We, when you got a taco in chief, you got to make sure that you're educating every opportunity that you get. So that's what.
Wait, was that your under review?
That was one of them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one you didn't know about. That was the surprise one. The other one you do know about. I'm going to bring that later in the program when it fits with the other things we're talking about.
Let me just give you a little show note, man, for the people, for us. We're entertainers, Alex. Next time you bring an under review to the table, do like, hey, Danny, I got an under review for you, and build it up a little bit.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. What happened was I went storytelling of leading up to what it was, and then I never broke to bring it into segments. So that's a good production note. And again, I've got another shot at this later in the program. So with any luck, I can take this advice and really bring it home. I'm hoping. Let's hope.
That was under review. There, I cleaned it up.
It's hard to be me. Okay,
Alex. The weeks
that were starting up. It is the Turnpike Series that was. Pittsburgh 4, Philadelphia 8. Ranger looked much better in this game. Topper gave Ranger an extra inning, and that burnt his ERA for the day when he allowed a 3-run home run by some dude named Canario. Then we scored 4 runs in the 7th without recording a single hit. Schwarber walk, Casty hit by pitch, JT walk, Bohm sack fly, all with the bases loaded. Jose Alvarado was on the bump for the 9th. Didn't look sharp, but he got the save. Danny, what were you doing that night?
Well, Alex, thanks for asking. That night, while you were watching the Buccos, the show of the summer, while the boys were playing in South Philly, beating the Buccos, Harper collected his 1,000th RBI. 1,000th RBI. There, we got it. The show of the summer and the spring was happening in Fishtown. Dead Wrong and the Beautiful Mistake start the evening off on the stage at the Kung Fu Necktie. It was a sold-out, sweaty affair, and it wasn't your typical beardo yelling Warhammer or your crust punk singing about big dick days. This was cute women with midriffs and spaghetti straps singing along to the triumphant return to Liam and me's stage return. Triumphant return to the stage of Liam and me. There we go. We got there.
You did.
The set started off with Fast as You Can into a rising rendition of Say It Out Loud. Call the cops because these boys had no room for a pretender. Matt did his Matt thing, while bassist Kevin McKenzie filled the pocket as efficiently as a teenager with a boner. They closed the show with Don't Say a Word. Hands were shook, drinks were had. It was a good time, and Liam and me win the Sweat Bowl.
Liam and we win the Sweat Bowl.
Sure did.
I understood 12 words in that paragraph, but I know that a lot of people listening understood all of that, and they are thoroughly entertained by what you just threw down there. So I am here for it. Liam and me, congratulations. Congrats.
Kung Fu Necktie is a great place, man. It's a fun little venue.
You know what? Anytime the words Kung Fu enter the picture, I'm here for it. Thank you, Carlos or Carl Douglas or one of those Carls. Next up, we have Pittsburgh 2, Philadelphia 5. Wheeler threw 6 scoreless innings. Stoddy keeps making the case to stop benching him to give Sosa opportunities by blasting in a home run and 2 additional RBI a few innings later. Nobody got the save because Tanner Banks allowed a 2-run homer to put the game within 3. MLB rules are layered for sure, but hey, at least we have such a dominant bullpen with guys we can trust like Strom and maybe Romano. Notice, Mom, I didn't mention Jose Alvarado. Well, that's because between this game and the next, Alvarado was popped for performance-enhancing substances in his blood or pee or something. So, Danny, let's talk about the Jose suspension. It's old news, but why not?
This is our first crack at it.
It sure is. Are you mad at him?
No. Well, I mean, no, I don't know him. I'm not mad at him. It sucks. I wish we had him. I'm pissed that we don't have him, but I don't know. No, I'm not mad at him. We don't know what happened, man.
According to the aggregator reports that we've heard from,
right.
So take it with a grain of salt, but allegedly it was a weight loss supplement that had one of the multitudes of banned substances as a part of its chemical makeup and makeshift.
Right.
And
right. No, I know that. We don't know if he knew willingly.
Right.
We don't know that.
I mean,
we do
if
know
you don't
that
run it by your nutritionist, how would you? Like, no one's got a PhD in biochemistry or any of that. So I'm sure, like, you got to run that by one of your professionals to know
absolutely
good or not.
And it's on them to check the list and all that other kind of stuff. But we also know that he's self-conscious about his weight. So
and I've heard people like say like, "Oh, that's a lame excuse," blah blah blah. But yet at the same time, why is it every offseason for the last 3 years there have been multiple articles about Jose Alvarado's appearance? So yeah, man, if you want to be self-conscious about your weight, guess what? People do keep talking about it. So I can understand you wanting to just constantly be progressing and all that. So like, I get it. And I don't know. I love Jose, so I'm not gonna sit here and crucify him.
Yeah, same here. He got popped for something dirty and a weight loss drug. It really sucks. It really blows that he's ineligible for the postseason.
For sure. But
that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'll welcome him back next year. I mean, after 80 games, he's allowed to come back for the regular season. Honestly, it'll be good to kind of use and abuse him towards the end of the season and save some of the other bullpen arms. Like just
I think so too. There's a silver lining to it.
There is a way that he can be that extra arm to give guys a spell, like give Strom, for the love of God, a break, or probably Romano at that point. But we'll see. We'll see. But that brings us to the final game of the Pittsburgh.
Do you wanna talk about and go on a rant about the locker room stuff?
Yeah. So I guess one of the things is Jose got popped, told the Phillies about it, and then cleared out his locker room before any of his teammates got in. Didn't really say goodbye to the guys, just kind of dipset. And some folks want to see this as cowardice for some reason or any bullshit like that. Number one, there's going to be a huge distraction. and they were going up against Paul Skeens that day. And no matter what, it was going to be a distraction. But him not being in the locker room means a whole lot less reporters in the locker room, means a whole lot less people. Him not talking to them means that when reporters ask them about the Jose Alvarado suspension, they could say, I know what you know. That's it. So you could call it what you want to, but I am not going to fault the guy for just kind of getting out of Dodge and letting the team be the team, because he wasn't going to be a part of it for 80 games.
No, neither am I. I thought that criticism of him was a little unfair. Like, come on, dudes. Like,
it's weak. It's weak.
What are you people thinking? Like, they're professional athletes. The dude's probably, it's a business. He's probably embarrassed. This isn't, I'm going to use it. This isn't the last high school game for a senior who just was riding the bench the whole season and got a shot and got the girl and is going to save the small town. And you get the big inspirational speech at the end of the movie. That's not what these guys do. They're professional athletes. They go about their business. What's he even going to say to him? Dude was probably embarrassed. They have reps. They have coaches. They have managers. They have everything to do all that stuff. And just leave. Just leave.
Amen. Amen. But then that does bring us to that Sunday matchup against Paul Skeens. So
life should be a movie.
It sometimes is dystopian as it can be. Pittsburgh 0, Philadelphia 1. Sunday afternoon home game, going for a sweep against our in-state rivals, and it was the first time we were seeing Paul Skeens while we were trotting out a very fascinating prospect for his MLB debut. I mean, we always lose this game and lose it embarrassingly. Skeens took a no-hitter into the fifth, but Casty, Kepler, and Bryce were able to put some wood on his balls. But the thing that impressed me the most was Mick Abel, our pitcher. Who knew we had our own Paul Skeens? Throws double digits, crazy arsenal of stuff, not too shabby. And unlike that bum Skeens, Abel didn't allow a run. And he didn't need some social media darling to make a name for himself. He lets his talent do that. Does he look like kind of a 5'10" dork on the mound? Absolutely, but he is my dork, and I love him. Mick Abel, better than Paul Skeens.
Love it, Alex. And of course, immediately after we ask who is Paul Skeens on our quarter table roundtable show, his first, in air quotes for the people who are not watching, complete game, giving up 3 runs in 8 innings. 8 innings is a complete game now, Alex. Come on. Like,
who knew? Who knew?
Of course, that's our luck, but.
And it's funny. We had this conversation the next morning, and I was like, because you were like, of course,
3 hits, but you know what I meant.
I did. But you were saying like, of course he has his first complete game against the Phils. And I challenged the notion that this was a complete game because Paul Skeens did not have to pitch the bottom of the 9th inning because he lost to the Phillies. Mm-hmm. It was 8 innings, and put an asterisk by it, call it like a combined, some sort of combined no-hitter level of, but it's not a complete game shutout. Sorry, it's 8 innings of shutout ball.
I'm with you, Alex. You were busy for the start of the Colorado Phillies series, so
I sure was.
Let me take this one for you.
Please do.
Phillies 9, Colorado 3.
Woo.
The Rockies welcome back Tovar to the shortstop position, where he immediately gives Sanchez a dirty "how you doing" in the first. Chrissy would hold strong and settle down and go on to pitch a decent 6, allowing 3 runs, while both teams do their best Joey Flacco circa 2012 dinking and dunking down the field impressions. So Bomer finally opens it up in the 8th with his first real dinger of the season. Now, I don't know what they eat in Colorado. I'm pretty sure it's tree bark and weed gummies. But Kyle launched a nuclear 466-foot swore bomb that murdered a Campos, or the Denver equivalent, for his career 300th. Just do the deal already.
What are the chances he doesn't come back? Like, that's not possible, right? Like, they're not going to let that happen.
I think it's very slim. They did that Sanchez deal in the middle of the season, though, right? So they typically don't do that, but they did it with Sanchez last season. So I don't know what the deal is. I think, I've heard stuff. There's such a gentleman's agreement between them that the Phillies are going to get the last crack, and he's not walking.
No, there's no way. They're going to open up the purse for him. God bless Kyle Schwarber. Absolutely. God bless everything about him. All right, but next up, we got Philadelphia 7, Colorado 4. Philadelphia Phillies put up 17 hits in this one. Holy crap. Is there anything better than facing off against Colorado? I don't know. Maybe something is different this year. What I mean to say is we often don't sweep the Pirates, and we very often do not play such dominant baseball at Coors Field in Colorado. While we've had ups and downs, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But honestly, I'm happy the other Philly media isn't going crazy over talking themselves into this team. And instead, we still get to hear Jack and James talk about how it's a flawed lineup. Oh, hey, Danny, at some point in time since we last recorded, Pete Rose was lifted from the lifetime ban, and as was Shoeless Joe Jackson, a bunch of other guys. I was curious if you had a take on that or if you had any thoughts on that. What are you thinking?
Ultimately, I didn't care. But we've had time, so I've thought about it a little bit more.
Good.
I have some questions for you.
Sure.
Pete Rose, does anyone beat that hit leader record?
Absolutely not. No. There are some untouchables. Just like Ripken, no one's beating Ripken. His Iron Man streak. That's not the way the game's played anymore. So no one's beating Pete.
Okay, then that kind of makes some of this a moot point. There's also the 1919 White Sox team.
Yes.
If that whole Black Sox scandal is involved, does anyone talk about the 1919 White Sox team in the 2020s?
No, because we haven't talked about the 1921 whatevers. So
where Pete Rose will always be that iconic hit leader, right? He's Shoeless Joe. You're talking about Shoeless Joe in the 2000s because of that ban. Now that the ban for Shoeless Joe has been lifted, his name will fall into obscurity. So that's kind of my thought on it. There was more clout with this ban than without it.
I've seen 8 Men Out. Shoeless Joe will always live on. Okay. He was immortalized in Hollywood in a John Cusack.
Well, yes. That's because of this ban, though.
Correct. Yes. Because this was a story. This was a story worth telling. And I don't know, that's how Hollywood minds it. But my thing is,
I'm saying the band did more for Shoeless Joe and Pete Rose than anything ever would have done. Yeah, exactly. Even though Pete Rose does have that hit leader record.
I mean, yeah, but Tony Gwynn's done some amazing shit. Nobody talks about Tony Gwynn the way they talk about Pete Rose.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's fair. But I guess here's my semantics lesson on it. I'm actually okay with lifting the lifetime ban when a player dies, because the word is lifetime. So posthumous, lift the ban, I'm okay with that. It's still up to everyone to actually vote them in, but I think lifetime ban is a self-explanatory term, personally. Now, Danny, we were going for something rather weird and a little unprecedented, a 6th win in a row. Philadelphia 9, Colorado 5. Ooh, baby, this one got weird at points. We again scored 2 runs in the first frame, but the Rocks had tied it up by the end of the second. Then Harper and Schwarber went back-to-back as part of a 4-run third, and we never really looked back. Our new philosophy with Alvarado suspended for 80 games seems to be hit the ball a lot of times so that a lot of guys can score over the course of the game. And I got to tell you, this new philosophy, or rather philosophy, on hitting just might be onto something.
I couldn't agree more. This is one of the games that Harper is finally buying into this pass the baton mentality, and it shows, man. Like, the team looks different.
They do. They look ready to accept next man up. They look ready to trust that if they do their part, the guy behind them will too. That's something we haven't seen in a while. And the thing that really gets me is they don't seem to be pressing late in games where they typically would, like even as much as they typically would. How about that? Does that make it
loaded that Turner at bat? But whatever.
Today with the bases loaded, they did not give a shit. They were done. They were absolutely. Wasn't it already 6-0 at that point?
No.
Oh, first game. Well, I mean, sorry, Steve and Chris and Keith, but Trey Turner's gonna Trey Turner. He should
have walked out of that inning 7-4, but whatever.
Yes, they should have, but he ain't Chase Utley. So what are you gonna do?
Well, that was going on that night, Alex. Guess what else was going on?
Tell the people, Danny. Tell the people what cocoa means to you.
Hershey 3, Charlotte 6. I looked it up, and yes, Alex, that is the abbreviation for Charlotte. Rhymes with Malva. What does Milton Hershey, Travis Kelce, and the AHL Calder Cup all have in common, Alex?
Oh gosh, Danny, I don't know what. They are never, ever, ever getting back together.
That's right, Alex. Might be a bit too far, but the dreams of a three-peat left in the getaway car. On May 21st, the sweetest place on earth, spoiled just slightly as the Hershey Bears lost 3-6 to the Charlotte Checkers. Also, oddly enough, a Bears logo. In Game 3 of the Atlantic Division Finals, this loss marks the end of the Bears' league record 9 consecutive playoff series wins. To our Phillies listeners, yeah, it's just the Capitals AHL affiliate. But to our mid-staters, it's going to be a cruel summer. But shake it off. Shake it off. BEARS. Bears, Bears, Bears. Hershey loses the three-peat bowl, Alex.
Honestly, it's just you understand just how hard it is to three-peat. I mean, the Chiefs couldn't do it this year. The Bears couldn't do it this year. I think the last three-peat we had in professional sports was one of the Lakers dynasties, I would imagine, a Kobe and Shaqing of sorts. And you do start to understand, like, to be dominant for 3 consecutive seasons and be championship caliber for 3 consecutive seasons takes a lot of discipline, talent, and a shitload of luck. So, like, that's crazy. And the fact that the Bears got to the final and took it to, like, hey, hats off to them. Rar, like, nicely done.
Absolutely. It's a historic franchise. I mean, it's the winningest in AHL. It's a professional team in the mid-state. Like,
yes.
Why do I care about the Bears? Because the Bears were our professional team growing up. That's why.
They were. We had the Senators, which were cute, but they weren't the Bears. The Bears have always been a dominant fixture in Central Pennsylvania. So, absolutely. Hell yeah. Go Bears. But that brings us to the final game of the Colorado series. Danny, we had won 6 in a row, which I believe means that if we win the next game, it is a double sweepskis.
It has happened before.
Let's see if it happens again. It does. Philadelphia 2, Colorado 0. First things first. Danny, I got to get this off my chest. Can we just not with Ben Davis broadcasting televised games? Holy shit. If vanilla MAGA ice cream had a flavor, it would taste like Ben Davis. I like him on the final out. That's a good spot for him, but good God. Ben Davis commentary on baseball is as simple as an episode of Peppa Pig.
I don't like that man at all. During the whole, like, wildfire smoke out where he was talking, tweeting about everyone being pussies because he was out playing catch for 2 hours in the smoke. Like, cool, awesome, bud. Like, you take your toxic masculinity attitude and get it off my airways. Also, I hate his voice and his stupid square head.
I do hate his square head, the Buzz Lightyear-ness of him, and the obvious, like, rock hard creaming in his hair. Just everything about him makes me want to not listen to him at all. I just, as much as I detest Ruben, I at least appreciate that, like, he can be there. I don't appreciate that Ben Davis can be there. I'm over him.
So Ruben is disliked for the reasons he's disliked, and that makes
for
sense.
2010 to 2012. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. And his voice is just like
a reminder of that era.
Chewing on tinfoil, right?
Yeah.
If you actually listen to him, he's
not wrong.
He's got great quips, great stories. He actually has a decent insight. We just don't like him, and that's fine.
I don't like the guy, but you're right. He adds a flavor to a broadcast. And like, if you can forget that it's, but the thing is, the second I realize it's him, I'm just so turned off. Like, my eyes see red, and everything that, whatever the opposite of rose-colored glasses are, that's what I have on my ears every time I recognize Ruben Amaro Jr.'s voice.
That's absolutely right.
What'd you think of vanilla MAGA ice cream?
I loved it.
Because it's exactly what Ben Davis is.
Oh, it really is.
It's perfect. All right, AI, you know what to do. All right, now, but let's finish talking about this game. So, Marchand catching for Suarez, I got to say, I get it. Game day after a late night game, let JT rest, but I don't like much about Marchand anymore. His bat is a foam noodle-powered batch of nothing, and he throws across his body to get runners out. His release point in the second inning on an attempted throwout was halfway across his sternum. Sorry, had me a little amped up, but screw it. 2-0 Ranger win. He's looking more like Ranger Danger, man. We took 7 games out of 7. This was when Danny and I decided we weren't going to record until the Phils lost again, which, with a trip to play the Sacramento Assholes owner, I'm sure we'd be recording again soon.
This was also when we decided that we were going to keep that close to the vest and see if anyone noticed.
My mom did. My mom noticed that we had not released an episode. So, Mama Kruger, nicely done. Thanks for doing it. You know what, though, Danny?
Yes.
This is kind of a long week that was. What do you say we take an ad break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Holla. Howdy, Chase Nation. Alice Kruger here with pre-recorded words while Danny and I hit the bathroom or grab something from the kitchen. Do you ever find yourself walking down the street or in the middle of your grocery shopping and had the thought, dang, I wish I had some Quit Chasin merchandise? Well, we know you have, which is why we're excited to announce our merchandise shop is constantly being upgraded and updated. Just click the link in this episode description. While you surf the interwebs, make sure to check us out on all levels of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and yes, even YouTube. Make sure you check out our QC After Dark episodes to catch up on all of the things we do. And if you have a take, have a topic, or want to put your hat in the ring to contribute to Quit Chasin', hit us up on email at quitchasinpodcast@gmail.com. And just like that, let's get out of this break. I may have been 17 when we recorded that song, but man, it's still a banger. Yeah, I love it.
I know you think that.
I do think that. It was 20 years ago, man. Let me have this. Next up, we have the
Alex on Alex.
Oh, I can only dream, Danny. I can only dream. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Phillies versus the, Athletics, the A's, the Sacramento Nutsacks. Who knows? Philadelphia 4, A's 3. This one should have been a lot easier to get out of. And thank God we put 3 insurance runs on the board in the 9th because our boy Ray Romano got roughed up a bit by the A's in the bottom of the frame. And Tanner Banks, of all people, came in to shut the door. It's weird not having Alvarado, but hey, we got a Wheeler win. Danny, what did you notice happen in the sports world that day?
The Weenie 500, Alex. Hold on to your buns. Hold on to your buns there, buddy. 6 Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles traveled across the country to compete in the first ever Weenie 500. No, Deborah, this wasn't in Dallas. It took place in Indianapolis before some car thing. I don't know.
There's milk involved, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, there is oddly milk involved. That's correct.
I don't know why. There's something about Indianapolis and milk that like everyone takes a white hot, whatever a golden shower is, but white stuff. That's what they get.
It's because it's flat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, milk is flat. Do you think it's 2% or whole?
Oh, it's whole, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be whole. It's gotta be whole. Okay, that's fair. If it's a vegan driver, do you think they request almond milk?
Do you think there's vegan drivers in NASCAR?
That's a great, probably from like France. Someone.
Oh, you made me spill my macchiato.
Ah, my camel. All right, sorry. Get back to your review. I'm sorry.
I've watched your Highlander movie. It stinks. 6 hot dog shaped cars representing 6 regions: a chili dog for the South, a Chicago dog for the Midwest, a New York dog for the East, slaw dog for the Southeast, a Seattle dog, which is cream cheese and grilled onions for the Northwest. I had to look it up. I had no idea. Ugh. And something called a Sonorano dog. I looked it up on how to say it, and then I missed it. Sonoran. Sonoran. Yeah, that's it. Sonoran dog for
Sonoran
for the Southwest. But it's not a dog. We'll get to it. Which for all of us gringos is a bacon wrapped dog on a bolio bun, tomatoes, pinto beans, and various sauces. Do you have a good recipe for various sauce, Alex? Because I don't. Isn't that a sandwich, or am I just stealing your bit? I'm stealing your bit, right? Sorry, bud.
I don't. So whatever you just described is like That's not A, it's not a hot dog. B,
No,
it's
that's
not
a
a
sandwich.
sandwich. That's like that doesn't hold on. So it is a bacon wrapped dog
Yes.
on a Barilla bun, and it's got
Yes.
tomatoes, pinto beans, and various sauces.
Various sauces.
So the bun, is it it's a hot dog bun, right?
I looked it up. It's a big puffy, like harder baked, big puffy roll. But yes.
So it's more hot dog than hamburger, though, right?
It is more hot dog than hamburger.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's the question. And we will find out.
Not today. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna make folks. We're putting a poll, and damn it all to hell. If you're on Spotify, I don't know if Apple offers the option, but if you're on Spotify, answer the poll. Okay, I would like to know what America and the 38 people that listen to our show have to say. Is a hot dog a sandwich? It is. It is. Danny, I keep the numbers from you because I don't want your head getting elevated. But yes, we have passed 35. So, whoa.
One day we'll get to 40.
Yeah, I know that your dream is 69, but who won the race, man?
The Chai Dog had the pole position, but the New Yorker took advantage of Chicago's slow start and rolled to the lead. The Chicago Dog would take back the lead from New York while the mid-pack shuffled. The fraudulent hot dog from the Southwest that we don't know how to pronounce. Yeah, absolutely. Pushed hard and fast and took the lead on the second turn, but ended up a shriveled up, died on the grill dog as it overheated and fell last of the pack.
No shit.
As a 6 hot dog shaped UPS truck sped past, pushing speeds topping a whopping 60 miles per hour. Slaw Dog was mastering the art of the draft. Chicago had the lead, headed into the second and final lap as Slaw Dog closed the gap to win the Weenie Bowl by a half a bun length in a photo finish.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it to pieces. What did you think of the inaugural weenie race?
Did you watch it?
I watched it. It was anticlimactic as hell. It was a bunch of 60-mile-an-hour cars going around a track that is designed for people to go 200 miles around. It was ludicrous. They could have recorded it, sped it up 10 times, and that would have been interesting.
It might have been the slowest 10 minutes of my life.
It was tortoise versus the tortoise. There was no hare in that race. It was insane and painful to get through, but you had to watch it. You had to experience it.
It was the first time all 6 weenie mobiles were together.
That's amazing. 6 weenies. Yeah. Wow. It was a Bonnie Blue Bowl.
Oh, behave.
I will never. You know what's funny? I actually watched a little bit of Austin Powers last night.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't pass the Gen Z test.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't.
There are a lot of movies that like I've been putting on lately, and like Kara's in the room. She's not watching, but like you get to certain points and you're like, I can't have this on around her. She's gonna get offended. Like I had Blazing Saddles on the other day. I probably made it like a good 15 minutes. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this one on my own. You know, I'm gonna keep this one to myself. So the Gen Z test is real. We'll get into that later. But I guess that brings us to our second game of the Athletic Series. Philadelphia 9, A's 6 in 11 innings. The Phil's win streak extends to 9 freaking games, and the A's losing streak extends to 11 freaking games. So much scoring, so many lead changes. Seriously, the A's would take the lead. We tied up. They'd take the lead, and so on and so forth. Max Kepler showed his plus status, launching a 9th inning bomb to tie it, and Schwarber and Casti brought men home in the extra frame. Either team had a 50-50 chance in this game. In fact, if they played it again, it'd probably go the Athletics' way. Speaking of which, Philadelphia 4, A's 5. They played this game again, and it went the Athletics' ways. Jesus Luzardo is so good he can get popped for 3 earned runs in the first and still maintain a season-long ERA of 2.15. By the 8th, we had retaken the lead, but when Strom blew his shot, the Phils could only think about home-cooked meals in waterlogged Pennsylvania. Part of me is glad we didn't bring a 10-game winning streak into Atlanta, let alone a Strider Atlanta start.
Strider? I don't even know her. Yeah, right. Thank God, Alex. Right, dropping the first game in a bit to the Braves would have probably been the most annoying thing.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we got, I don't know. Here's the thing. We swept 2 out of 3 of those series, and the A's aren't as bad as Colorado and Pittsburgh. They are a better team than their record suggests. So like taking 2 out of 3 from them, like I'll take it, dude. Like
no, they are, and they were playing. Yeah, they're a spunky little team. They were playing a little bit better baseball before the Phil showed up. They started, we
do that to people sometimes.
It wasn't even that. They were playing about 500 of the last 10 before the Phil showed up. Before that, they were
pretty damn good. Even last year, they were a spunky, like plucky team that you never could count out. They are not an automatic win the way Colorado and Pittsburgh was.
No, that A's game I went to last season, that was a fun game. That was
right.
It was fun to watch, just like a spunky, nothing on the line, don't care team. Like it was a real fun game.
There's something really magical, I think, about that nothing matters game. I think that's really, really cool.
Well, we've said it before many times. We've said it on Quarter Roundtable. We said it all season last season. You and I are guys that enjoy rebuild teams more than,
for sure, dynastic things. Give me those plucky youngins I get to cheer for and root for, like a McAble, and I'll be a happy camper.
Yeah, absolutely.
That brings us to the series finale. Danny, do you think there's no wait? That brings us to the first game of the Atlanta series. That's right. I had mentioned Spencer the Strider before, and Philly wins this one 2-0 against the Atlanta Bravos. The name on the back of Atlanta's jerseys do scare me, especially in the regular season. But Casty Pants, Ranger Suarez, refused to be bothered. What I mean by that was he had his pants the entire way down and was stepping on the back of them, much like Nick Castellanos does. Strider struck out 7, but walked 4, which seems like an exorbitant amount of patience from our guys, especially when they were swinging at every single pitch in the first inning. But Harper's elbow got struck by Strider, and he immediately exited the game. X-rays were negative. Folks were calling for a fight or retribution beanball. First off, we need a win against these guys more than a statement, and we didn't have a base runner to hand them. Second off, Spencer Strider would never hit a guy unintentionally. That's just not how this guy is as a player. He's a dork and a dweeb and a knucklehead, but he isn't that type of guy. Accidents happen. Guys coming off an IL stint can lose their command. It does happen. But if we get a 4-run lead at some point, somebody better smack Acuna. Anything to add?
No, I'm into it. I agree wholeheartedly with you.
No one was trying to. We'll get into that later.
We'll get into it.
We will. All right. That brings us to the first game of today's doubleheader. That's right. After the Strider game, there was a rain out yesterday.
I don't even know her game.
Yeah, because again, the city of Philadelphia, the state of Pennsylvania, the coast of Eastern style has been deluged with water for the last month. It freaking seems like. So, of course, they had to have a doubleheader. First game, Atlanta 4, Philadelphia 5. Well, this was a different kind of white knuckler game. The first of a day-night doubleheader due to torrential downpours the night before. Well, that can only mean we were destined to lose this Wheeler start tonight, but whatever. Oh, wow. That was a premonition. We didn't give away a game we were trying desperately to give away. Somehow, today's star was not 4-for-4 singles god Casty. It was Rafael Marchand, who had a 2-run dinger and a 1-run hit by pitch. This game made Danny just a bit irritated. Why is that, Dano?
It sure did. What part? The Turner stuff we talked about.
Coming in, bases loaded, no out? What? 2 outs?
It was 2 outs, yeah.
All right. I mean, then, so did Stott...
That and I was about to go nuclear on that Marchand at bat, too, until he got hit by a pitch. He lucked out of that one.
Before they called hit by pitch. That shit hit the ground and then hit him. I'm not convinced it hit him, so I'll take it.
Neither am I. He lucked out of that
He
completely.
sure did.
He was on his way to working a terrible at bat there.
A Marchand at bat. Marchand at bat. Like, cool. 1 home run, Nito Burrito, doesn't make up for everything else.
I was ready to negate that home run and that toss out. The way that at bat was going until he lucked out of it. Yeah, I got a little hotter than I should have towards the end of that game.
No, that's fair because you could tell that the Phils were towards the end of it like sputtering. Again, they they had a good lead. Like, what was it, 3-0 at one point or two, like
four?
No, we didn't have 4 against. Did we have 4-0 against them? Holy shit. And they came back tied. Like, we really had to steal that one from them. And we were done. We were done playing baseball by the end of this afternoon, I think. What do you think? Do you think we were done playing baseball?
Yeah. It seemed that way. It seemed that
because
way.
Let's be honest here. When we got into the bottom game, Philadelphia 0, Atlanta 8 last time I checked when we started recording. I have no idea. It was 8-0 when we started recording. Again, this was a Wheeler start, and he took a no-hitter into the 4th, and then whoops, gave up 4 runs, and then 2 more from Joe Ross or one of those jackasses. And
9-3 was the final. I just looked it up.
Hey, no naked laps, 9-3. That's almost competitive. And you know what? We were due for a double fisting by the Braves. You know, it was bound to happen at some point. You can't win a doubleheader. We took the series win. I'll take it. And this was one of those games where the Braves names killed us. Ozuna, Austin Riley, Matt Olson. These are the guys that like came up to bat and did the thing that they're supposed to do. Those games are going to happen. Sucks to happen against Wheeler, but that's why he's aged out of the Cy Young race.
Yeah. Oh, I've been saying that for seasons.
You've been saying that for seasons. I think the quit chasing stance is officially like quit chasing Cy Young Steeler because you're not going to get it. Jesus Luzardo could be your year. But anyways, I get ahead of myself. It's going to be Paul Skeens versus Shohei Ohtani for the next 7 years. Just get used to it.
Yeah, it's things like this that I never thought. Like I said it before, like when you alluded to it, Wheeler was supposed to have yesterday's game, Wednesday's game, and Sanchez had today's game.
Yeah.
So when
extra day rest.
Yeah, when I heard that, you know, and now Wheeler's went tonight when he was ready to go yesterday, you knew what kind of Wheeler game you were going to get. And like Cy Young's winners can't get that out of sync because the weather. Like, give me a break. Also, they can't have that, you know, every 6 or 7 game just clunker that he throws. Like, I don't care that he had 30 more innings than Sale last year. Sale didn't have those every blow-ups. 6 or 7 blow-ups. Sale could rain the next day and Sale's still going to be Sale. Like that's the most annoying thing about Wheeler. You want to be this ace, be the freaking ace, man. Like,
right. Don't
that
be
means
so
rain's
fragile.
gonna mess you up a little bit. Like,
Could you
you got to pitch on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday. Holy shit! I'm gonna give up 6 runs. Get the hell out of here with that crap.
Could you imagine a guy like Madison Bumgarner or Tim Lincecum trying to say bullshit like, "Oh, it rained, so I can't get." Like, that's the thing. Madison Bumgarner pitched, like, I don't know, like 400 innings in the World Series in 2012. And he just did what he had to do, came in out of the pen off of like 14 minutes rest and a NyQuil patch. Like, I don't know. Like, Madison Bumgarner was one of those guys I loved watching pitch. And I like watching Halladay pitch, or not, damn it. I like watching Wheeler pitch, but I am a bit frustrated that he is so locked into his little world that the Phillies can't do anything about it. And Topper had a comment and a statement today that really rubbed me the wrong way. And here's what it was, Danny. Mm-hmm. Apparently Wheeler called him later last evening or even this morning, I don't know, and said, "Hey, Top, I know I said I wanted to pitch the afternoon game, but like is it okay if I pitch the night game instead?" And Top says to him, "You're Zach Wheeler. You get whatever you want." And that's a problem for me. That is a problem for me right there. And it's a little bit of the attitude of the Philadelphia Phillies. And it made me think of Bryce a little bit. And when we had Keith on the Franken show, and by we, I mean I, when I had Keith on the Franken show, and he talked about that viral lady that was talking about, oh, Bryce Harper's never going to win because he's a me first guy, blah, blah, blah. And she was so wrong about the why, but we know that Harper cares about his legacy. And maybe this is part of the problem, but I truly think that Bryce wants to win a ring for himself more than for the Phillies. What's your thought on that?
I could see that. Keith, by the way, over there at the Broken Bell Network, Hall of Fame Club, they go live on Tuesday nights at 9:00.
Love it.
Great show.
Plug. Great plug.
Eh,
Nicely
eh,
done.
eh.
But like there is a bit of a player first mentality, I feel like, for the Phils at times, and it's bugging the hell out of me.
So Jack and James talked about this a couple episodes ago about how Harper, when he got to Philly and was, you know, that MVP season, but how he struggled a little bit early in his career because he was the wonder kid, you know, and he had to prove it, and then he proved it, and he had that quote like, you know, I did what I had to do. Now I'm just having fun, and they posed the question of he stopped having fun because now his legacy is on the line. He's starting to know it. He's seeing the window close, that he's not having the fun. And
I'm so happy you talked about Jack and James saying that, because when I heard them say that, I had that same thought of like, oh, Danny and I need to talk about this. So, Trojan Horse Media Stables, what's up? Here's the thing. Like, I couldn't agree more with you in that, like, that's
you'll find a way.
Always find a way. And like, that's such a great call about where Harper's coming from. And like, he did say the pressure's off, but I feel like the pressure is right back on. I remember exactly where I was when I heard them say that. I was at the Sheets in Camp Hill. Anyways, I agree.
Yeah,
he put the pressure right back, and he's crumbling.
I thought it was very astute. I agreed with them when I said that. I actually am a little amazed that we are just now talking about it, but
it's been 2 weeks. And are you going to talk to Jack about that on Saturday when we see him?
No, I'm going to apologize for doing a game show with him.
What? I mean, it was an award show, not a game show.
Yes, sorry.
And then I wasted his time asking him if he's amped up about being a baseball dad, and I could have used that time so much better. So Jack,
he plugged this book. He's happy. But.
That's a great point. And I hear he's got that buddy of his. Was it Jim Jammer? So I don't know, but whatever. He's bringing his publicist, Jim flavored water.
Yeah,
something carbonated water. Yeah.
We're Jack guys, not Jim carbonated water guys.
Nope. Well, I am not here for Jim Zero Water. But all right. That is that the series? So we talked about tonight's game, right? That's it. That's the series.
Did we talk? Yeah, we did. We talked about it. That's
Wheeler,
series, man. I was fine with the loss today. It was one of those things. They got that win against Strider.
Right. Yes, we split double headers, and that's acceptable. That's fine.
My initial thought when you told me yesterday, I was at work and I got the text, hey, tomorrow's a doubleheader. My initial thought was, cool, a Braves series win, because of
I'll take
typically split. So
finally beat Strider in the regular
series
season.
Wins.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. And like we're doing what we need to do. But here's the thing: Harper didn't play it all today. Harper didn't play it all today, and even though the Phillies say the X-rays were negative, I am here to challenge the Philadelphia Phillies fan base to not believe a single thing that comes out about medical information about Philadelphia Phillies players, because they are always lying to us and telling us things are less serious than they actually are. And then out of nowhere, it's going to say Bryce Harper 60-day DL. And we're like, oh, pretty sure the X-rays were negative. Why is that? So whatever they're feeding you, until Bryce Harper is back in the lineup, he's hurt. I'm going on that stand officially.
Upper body injury.
Yes. Extremity
we'll
inflammation.
Take the hockey approach, right?
I like it. Danny, though, I do have a question for you, okay?
Sure.
So on Memorial Day, thank you, those who sacrificed all. The family and I went.
They can't hear you.
They can. Okay. Up top and maybe below, they at least have podcasts. Okay. So the family and I went to Hershey Park and had a great time. Sort of. I texted you because I knew you worked at Hershey Park. So I knew you would appreciate the level of
amusement park people.
Homicidal rage standing in unnecessary lines gave me, because it does. Homicidal rage is where I get in unnecessary lines. There's a new ride at Hershey. It's like this crazy Twizzlers swing, blah, blah, blah. Audrey and I were in line for 40 minutes. We got maybe 8 feet ahead. I was like, yo, you out? She's like, yeah. So I threw her over the fence, not threw her, but like I put her over the fence. I hopped over and then we rode 4 things before my dad and niece got off the ride. But anyways, like, while I was in line for this Twizzler thing, I saw a guy with a Kyle Schwarber World Baseball Classic jersey shirt, a jersey, okay?
Yeah.
But the 12 on the back was more of a Boston Red Sox 12 than a Philadelphia Phillies 12, which I don't know if that's how the WBC jerseys work or anything, but the 12 made me think of Kyle as a Red Sox. And I thought to myself, you know what? Before Kyle was a Phil, I would not have gotten his jersey for the Cubs. I would not have gotten it for the Red Sox, but I would have gotten it for the World Baseball Classic because I've always loved Schwarber. It's the same with Spencer Strider. I hate Spencer Strider, the Brave, but like WBC Spencer Strider, I would not have a problem getting his t-shirt jersey. So I ask of you, fair or foul, is it acceptable to get a Rivals t-shirt jersey / jersey if it is the national team version, especially if that national team is also your national team?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It absolutely is. So here's the right. Absolutely. And we're going to get to it. And this is going to piss off some people in Philadelphia.
Please do.
We're secret Strider fans, right?
Oh, I'm not. It's not secret at all. I'm absolutely a Spencer Strider fan. Philadelphia, if you think that you wouldn't absolutely love this motherfucker coming out every 5 days, you are on crack. You would love to see him in the pinstripes. You would adore seeing him in the Friday Night Thunder Guns with those thighs. Like him and Saquon Barkley, the quad fathers of baseball and football next to each other in Philadelphia. Please, you would love him. I'm begging for it to happen. Continue, Danny. Sorry, I get passionate about Spence.
No, I hear you. You killed my end, but that's fine. It's fine. No worries.
I'm sorry.
No. Make it up as we go along. That's fine. Right. I don't care anymore. Yeah, and listen, repping your country, dominant player, perfectly fine.
I would have gotten a BJ Upton Team USA jersey. I loved BJ Upton.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Melvin.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. There's jersey collectors that collect players and not their team, but players.
I get that. Now let me ask you though. Here's the second part of the ruling that I need. Okay, this is subsection A. You work for a lawyer, so you get subsection. So, can I get or a Ranger Suarez national team jersey, knowing it's not America and therefore not my team, even though he is on my team? Can I get a Ranger Suarez, Venezuela, or whatever? I don't know if that's the right country. I think it is. Jersey. Yes. Okay, I thought so. Can I get a Ranger Suarez, Venezuela jersey and wear it, or no? Because that's not my team.
No, absolutely you can, because he is from your team, playing in an international stage. The same people, all the Americans that walk around with whoever World Cup shirt,
Neymar and yeah. All right. Absolutely. Now let me ask you this:
if Suarez tournaments are different rules,
if Suarez doesn't,
what you cannot do though,
please, yes, thank you.
What you cannot do is if Strider was representing like Great Britain or Team Canada.
Correct. Yes. You
can't be rocking a rival player in a foreign country's jersey.
Thank you.
That's complete foul.
Correct. I am an Orlando Magic fan. I like Nikola Jokic, but I will not get his Serbian jersey because I'm like, that's none of that track. So yeah, I like that. I think that's fair. But let me ask, so like if Ranger went and played for the Braves, okay, can I get his Venezuelan team jersey then? If he has now become one of our deepest rivals?
That's what I just said. No.
Okay. All right. I wasn't listening. Sorry.
I do it to you all the time.
I know. That's our friendship right there. Danny, 58 minutes. We are at our final segment. Folks, this was the longest week that was. If you hadn't picked up on it, this whole episode is just the weeks that were. We added old news inside. We decided that for all of you people that don't care about baseball but like our banter, we're going to make you listen to all the baseball by getting it the entire episode, including the banter within. So, we Trojan horsed ya.
Yeah, we tried something. You got your bits in, but you backdoored your bits in.
I did. The back door is the best door when you're up against the wall. That's what I know.
Sure.
So, Danny, that brings me to love it, hate it, all the Strider nonsense. So to all of you who are unsure what exactly that means, Spencer Strider accidentally hit Bryce Harper in the elbow during the game. People on the social media sphere lost their freaking mind.
Yeah.
They thought that we needed to, I don't know, hog tie his family and all this crap. Like, and it blew up. And it got silly and it got stupid. And a lot of hoagie breathers really went through the
hoagie breathers. Never that's combination of hoagie mouth and mouth breather together. Hoagie breathers.
It is a very special subset.
Oh my, I love it.
Hoagie breathers.
I love hoagie breathers. These hoagie breathers. I love it.
Good. So these hoagie breathers get on their Twitter spheres and they start tapping out on their ex and they say, I need President Trump to blah, blah, blah. But anyways, they're saying that we need to retaliate and strike against everyone on the Braves organization. They're saying that Strider did it intentionally. They're saying that if we don't go out there and protect what's ours, we are nothing but a bunch of Italian little bitches that don't know how to win a war or ever pick the right side. And I think that's just ludicrous. Sorry, I'm Irish. We're just Scotch. So that's ludicrous. That's stupid. Spencer Strider would never give up a base runner on purpose. That's not how he's built. He's one of those guys. He's like a Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee would never throw at someone because he's not going to throw a ball on purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's
because Cliff Lee's got no balls. Anyways.
And there's more to it than,
please help me.
Strider gets it. He gets the rivalry. He's a gamer. He gets the rivalry. He
loves it.
He loves it. He understands that Harper needs him as much as he needs a Harper.
Yup. And we all hated when Spencer Strider wasn't playing last year. Baseball's not as fun when Spencer Strider and Bryce Harper and Mike Trout and Ronald Acuna aren't playing. Like, you want to watch good players. When Shohei Ohtani is on the shelf, everybody suffers a little bit.
He's not going to intentionally possibly break an elbow of someone in his fraternity who he is codependent on. His star is what it is because of the fan base of Atlanta and Philadelphia.
Well, and it's like he's like a Brian Wilson. Like, Brian Wilson had a level of ownership of the city of Philadelphia's psyche and personality that transcended the game of baseball. And
lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did.
Danny,
save
it for the top 5 albums because I will. Anyways, Mom, that was for you. Danny just quoted Bare Naked Ladies for you. But no, so Brian Wilson owned the city of Philadelphia and their attitude, and Spencer Strider kind of does the same thing for Atlanta, but like, he's never going to believe that he needs to throw it at Bryce Harper. The way that Spencer Strider beats Bryce Harper is striking him out, and he knows that, and he's not going to take a stupid cheap shot when he could just try his best to blow it by him, although these days with 95 miles an hour and get the strikeout. Like, damn, the toughest thing about Strider pitching right now is that his velocity is so bad.
Yes, it's
hard to watch. So love it, hate it, all the Strider nonsense, Danny.
I hate it. I mean, the dude's an absolute gamer. You said it earlier. We're gonna love him as a Phil.
Can't wait. Cannot wait until he's in
the hate him. Like, this is a great rivalry between these two teams. Like, everything that goes with it. Like, it's nonsense. All the people that the guy that just got booted from PHLY, right? Was that where he was from? No, on Patterson, like doing the AI generated room video of Strider saying, "I absolutely like get out of here."
Was that John Foley? One of those?
Yes,
it
was. And like, I get it, man. That's gonna get 2 clicks, and it's the hoagie breathers are gonna love it. But there's like, even Strider's quote about, I thought it will hit the pad. You know,
Right,
I was bummed out I hit him.
I
thought I'd hit the pad when I saw that he was in pain and didn't realize the pad. I felt worse. Like all those people took that as, see, he threw at him because he thought there was a pad there. Like,
he threw high and tight because he can't throw middle because Harper would crush it. Like he threw high and tight. Threw high and tight. It got away from him. Come on,
dude's not throwing at him. Like he's not throwing at anybody.
No. And it's the stupid discourses. It's people just wanting to have and it's shit like that remind people about Santa Claus and batteries and all that crap. And it's what makes Philly look unruly when the Philadelphia fan base takes this moment and has that take. It's what makes us look like uncultured swine. And I almost brought down Eagles fans, but this is what I expect from them, not really from us, not really Bills fans. We're supposed to be a
so
bit.
You did it anyways.
I sure did. I go Birds, but y'all know what you are. You are jungle juice away from a misdemeanor 3. Tell me I'm wrong,
Alex. That
Danny.
was perfect. We're leaving on that one.
Right? Let's drop the mic and call it a day, folks.
Absolutely. Hey, this was fun. We'll do better next week, I promise. And everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant.